Cheers, everyone. I hope you're having a great night. I'm going to change the name of this room real quick that we're in. Oh, D already did it. Awesome. Thank you, D. Fumi's here. D's here. Thanks. Thank you guys for coming. We were trying to do YouTube's new little thing. They have it looks like they're rolling out lives, kind of like Instagram has it, where you can have like if me, D, and Fumi wanted to talk on a live stream, all we have to do is invite each other. But I couldn't get it running. I got to play with it a little bit more. It'd be cool though, for sure, if that actually works at some point.
Mm. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only reason I really wanted to use it is because I like showing the garden off, and like if I'm not on my phone, I'm like obviously pinned to my computer.
Mm.
So how's your night,
Yeah,
Fumi? How's your night, D?
what's that?
I said, how's
Oh
you
yeah,
guys'
cheers.
night going?
That's all right. Got some errands still to run, but what are you gonna do? A lot of garden and stuff like that. But yeah,
Still
otherwise, doing all right.
9, 8. It's just like 6 there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's still pretty much early, because I do a lot of gardening work and stuff like through the night. I don't really actually have to run the garden at night, but it's just tradition for me. For some reason, I just run it at night. It ends up working out better because
Me too.
honestly, in the summer, the daytime is hotter, obviously, so pretty much
And
avoiding generating any heat is actually really, really helpful. Even just a couple degrees, it can be really helpful. And in the winter, the coldest time is at night. So basically, same, pretty much all year round. Running it at night is basically just more advantageous, except for human schedules, right? So that basically, like, when you're working at like 4 o'clock in the morning, that basically makes you like a fucking bat or something. So anyway, it's just
no,
the
I
art and of gardening,
100%
right?
agree with you. Like 100%. It's easier to run at night, like you said, especially in the winter. I wouldn't want to run during the day. I mean, most of my heat kicks on at night. Like I try to keep the lights on while at the coldest point because those lights that 600 at least warms up that tent pretty well.
Mm.
But at the coldest of the winter, I was saying this last night, the coldest of the winter, fucking sometimes the heater will have to supplement a little bit to keep it where I want it. They'll drop down to like 660 or sorry 72 when I want it at like 76.
Yeah. And
But
that's the thing too, like, I've always tried to avoid, temperature swings, really, whenever I could avoid them, partly because of, powdery mildew, basically, because everyone that I know pretty much fought with powdery mildew all the years that I've ever been growing, that's all I ever heard from people. I never really struggled with powdery mildew until just literally the last 6 months, maybe not even 6 months, honestly, because I basically picked up some clones that clearly had, even through quarantine and everything else, clearly still had some, powdery mildew, and, that's pretty annoying because now basically
that's the
everything
scariest thing.
essentially has powdery mildew. So, back to the same story, like, that's actually helped me having kind of a past even though I didn't struggle with powdery mildew, I basically avoided it knowing that it could happen. So, essentially, I did my best to avoid, temperature swings, humidity swings, any kind of, like,
Me too.
radical changes, on and on, because it's not just powdery mildew, but I mean bud rot, all kinds of other different conditions can be kind of even some bugs like those big swings and stuff like that. So yeah.
So just like yeah, pretty much I try to keep it so there's no like big drops or anything. I added the heater a little bit earlier this year, so I didn't actually get like have that huge swing, because last winter, well, no, 2 winters ago, I think now, I didn't put the heater in right away. I was like, nah, I'll be good, I'll be good. And as soon as those lights went off, it was fucking so cold in there that like the plants were just not happy. So
Mm.
I just started to put a heater in there. I don't let it get below 76 degrees. I don't let my humidity go higher. Well, I'm in flower now. So, and it's low humidity. So I'm kind of struggling, but I can keep it at 55. And then when the lights go out, I let it drop to 45. Those are my parameters. What's the coldest your garden see, Fume?
Say it again.
What's the coldest your garden sees? Does that make sense? Like, what's the coldest temps in your garden gets?
Well, I gotcha. Probably I suppose the base temperature. Well, I don't think they ever really get to the base temperature. I guess the veg does. Honestly, I run my veg a little too cold in the wintertime because I don't purposefully like really. Well, I mean the base. How do I say this? It is kind of purposefully heated, but it's not too warm.
Yeah.
Basically, the floor is 64, so pretty much the veg room basically it gets down to like especially at floor level, it can get down to 64. But usually, when you basically scope any of the plants or anything, they're at like 70, 72, or something, but they're pretty stable. Like the veg basically is pretty stable at that temperature. So like I said, that is actually a little bit too cold, but it works out basically. It works out keeping plants from growing a little bit too fast in the wintertime and stuff. So how do I say it? I always kind of pre veg if I need something to be bigger. I just kind of or I guess I can always turn the temperature up. But long story short, veg is kind of cold, like right around 70, and then flowers usually I guess it can fall to like 72. 72 is about the lowest it ever falls, but it usually hangs right around the 80s, pretty much the way I have it set up.
I'm
Um,
actually, I was saying this last night too. I was like, I'm not gonna pay to heat two tents right now like that. It's like, especially with electricity prices spiking like they did. Like heating the veg tent would just cost me way more extra money, and I'm not down for that. So I heat the big tent, I heat the flower tent, the 5x5, and then I have a pipe when the humidity gets too high, it dumps all the humidity and heat into my veg tent. But I think it's still probably around that 65-degree mark.
hmm.
I try to run the veg tent a little bit opposite of the flower tent. So when like the lights are off in the flower tent, it's dumping as much heat as it can. Because that's normally I
Yeah,
see
that's
humidity
very
spikes when the
logical,
lights
actually.
are out.
A lot of folks, when they try to do like a perpetual grow, basically would have one veg and two flowers. So you could very easily, especially if you alternated times, like if you basically did them day and night, maybe even afternoon, like on three shifts even, you could basically dump the air from one into the other, and then you could also basically, you could theoretically, you could have like a tent centipede, I guess, but basically you could run one to the other, and still have an input somewhere, basically, so they just kind of recycle air, but also have an input pretty much. But long story short, if you wanted to, if you really needed to circulate heat, you could do it that way. That's actually one big advantage of tents instead of, people are always advocating for rooms, which of course, yeah, if you have the space, if you have the lights, if you have the whatever, plant count, all that, right? That's ideal, of course, sure. But if you don't, then you can actually kind of make lemons out of lemonade by actually sort of using those. Um, Basically, it's like Sun Tzu or something. You use the disadvantage as an advantage, right? Like you use your advantages as disadvantages to trick your enemy, and you use your disadvantages as advantages. So, long
Hmm.
story short, if you struggle with heat or anything else, you use those small tents that would be a disadvantage in other, compared to a guy with 30 lights or whatever. Sure, but that guy with 30 lights has huge temperature swings day and night and morning to night, and how do I say this,
More area
seasonality.
control
So they have,
too.
powdery mildew, they have bug issues, on and on. Well, with the tents, you can isolate the environment. So if you do have bugs, they're in only one tent and not in three of them, or not in five of them, or whatever the case may be. But also, you can circulate the heat from one to the other. So instead of actually using heaters, you can just literally heat all the other tents with, the previous tents in the run. Like I think
Yeah,
sometimes growers are not creative enough with that kind of stuff.
I would love to. I was like, when you build a room, I was thinking about this the other day too. When you build a room, you need to move. Like I constantly move air in my tent, and it's a 5x5, so I can, well, plus the 3x5, but even still, that has three fans in it. My big tent has four fans in it. I always try to cyclone air, and the bigger the room gets, the harder to like cyclone air, and the more possibilities of microclimates going on.
Mm.
Um, I think air movement's one of the biggest things that are to our advantage, especially if you have to deal with the swing or whatever. As long as you keep some of that air moving, you might be okay. Not saying you will be, but you could be okay if you keep the air moving around it. I try to keep as many microclimates. Like I don't want to have any microclimates. So like I have a fan blowing at the ground, I have a fan blowing at the mid level and at
Mm.
the top of the canopy.
That's what they say. Apparently, at the industrial level, they actually really struggle with mini cyclones. I can't remember exactly what they're called right now, but basically, they have like, how do I say it? It's something that you and I don't necessarily think about, especially at our scale. But basically, it's little tiny swirls. Let's call it. I can't think of the right word for it, but little tiny swirls of air that basically bottleneck either the CO2 or even the fresh air, basically at the bottom of trays. And so basically, the root masses apparently will get like anaerobic. They'll get what else? They just won't physically get enough CO2, or the plants won't get enough CO2 in the canopy. And it's from these long trays and these long rooms, basically creating not even microclimates of like 5 square feet, but literally like a microclimate, literally right at the foot of the tray. And
Okay.
apparently, people have to like they're realizing now because they have these gigantic warehouses that when you how do I say it when you look at it in the spreadsheet, those little tiny factors add up tremendously, apparently, into to like real losses in the canopy in terms of quality, in terms of terpene content, in terms of bud mass, on and on. And so apparently they have to like redesign these trays to have like, how do I say it? Like, I don't even know what the fucking expression is. It's so bizarre for me as a concept that I'm not even really sure what the words are. They have to avoid like cyclones, like mini cyclones, basically. It's even stupid to visualize. It's just like little air turbulence, basically,
I'm
at the
thinking
base
about
of
it
the
like
tray.
cars.
You know what I mean?
Like if you ever watched like a car in like an air tunnel, you have like down like back pressure areas and areas where the wind can get caught and it isn't like helping. It's just actually making things
Yeah, you're right.
worse.
It's like drag. It's like drag, basically. That's a good way to describe it. It's like aerodynamic drag. And so that aerodynamic drag in this case is basically bottlenecking CO2, or essentially not even providing oxygen. So root masses that should be fine, like they're literally cocoa coir and whatever else, they end up becoming anaerobic because the surrounding environment is only CO2, or super low oxygen because it's all being consumed by other organisms. Isn't that fascinating? Like you can literally, how do I say this? You can have something that in normal circumstances would never become anaerobic, like a cocoa coir root mass, that's doing like a flood and drain. Like it's almost impossible to make that anaerobic, and yet you'll get this like bottleneck of air drag that basically does it. It's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, I never thought about it because I've never gotten that big, like, well, outdoors is a little different than indoors too. A big,
Hmm.
like having the
Oh,
wind
yeah.
on your side. But I get it. Like if you have a fan facing a stem, behind that stem and stuff, and behind that Rockwell cube, there's not going to be much air movement. It's going to spread out around it, whatever gets in there, it kind of gets stuck in there. I get exactly what you're saying, which is interesting to think because now you said like Rockwell and cocoa, which are the two things you would never think about, like aerobic or anaerobic, I should say.
Mm.
I've always wanted to try cocoa or Rockwell. I kind of want to try Rockwell if I did one. I don't know why.
You gotta remember, you gotta pH the rock.
Yeah, I had to go buy a new pH pen.
Yeah,
I need to try Rockwell cloning again. I basically pretty much failed out my first two trays of it, I think. I guess granted I did the
Interesting.
two trays slightly different. I can't remember exactly. I haven't written down what I did. But anyway, um yeah, everyone says it's so easy and whatever else. I don't know. Sometimes when something is easy, I don't know, you think it or whatever. I must have overthought it because I literally just I think I got maybe, I don't even know, like a third of the tray to root, something like that. So I just tossed the whole tray. I was like, none of this is really a solid clone. Um, Basically, in my
Interesting.
opinion, I got 0%, right, from these two fucking trays, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's so easy, so easy, so easy," whatever. I don't know, the peat plugs and stuff, and even I need to go back to doing this. I used to actually use dirt in trays, and what I think I used muslin. I can't remember exactly what I used. I think I did. I think I used like cooking muslin or whatever. What's that fabric called?
Muslin.
I
What
can't
the
think of
fuck's that?
whatever it's called. The stuff that you use to like cheesecloth. Maybe that's what it's called,
Oh, okay,
cheesecloth.
okay.
And so I would just cut like little pieces of cheesecloth, and put them in the trays so that it would just kind of hold the dirt in, basically, and because otherwise the dirt just washes out pretty much when you water them. But that worked okay. You know what I mean? Like it's not, you don't have to do all kinds of crazy stuff for clones, really. So it's
Uh,
kind of annoying that the Rockwell didn't work, but I don't know. I'll try it again because everyone says it's so freaking easy peasy. I might also try my. I keep meaning to do this. I want to try my easy cloner. I have one of those fucking easy cloners,
I
and
liked mine when I
that
had
was
it. I
another one.
can't
Everyone's
lie.
like, "Oh my god, this is so easy," and I tried it a couple, 3 times. That was when I had that Platinum Yeti, and I freaked. Well, granted, I basically tried a new technique at the worst possible time, which is when I really needed it, basically. So long story short, I realized that I didn't have any Platinum Yeti #5 clones, and that was super late in flower. So I was like, oh, frantically, just like cutting all the clones I possibly could, cutting all the tips and everything else. I didn't even get one of them to root, by the way. Not in peat, not in Easy Cloner, not in whatever. I can't remember, cups of water, nothing. I couldn't get one goddamn thing rooted. But anyway, I bought the Easy Cloner and tried to use it and just failed miserably. And then after that, I tried, I think, one more time, and again, just like honestly couldn't get it figured out.
I have
I think all I was doing was I honestly like as an organic grower and stuff, I didn't have like pH down. I didn't have, or the pH down that I had was like some calcium based one from Nectar for the Gods or whatever. So just gooped up the water. So yeah, I just needed like
interesting.
an acidic based pH down. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The pH up and down I have is like the stuff you would put in a pool, I guess, pretty much.
I suppose it's probably not that what's the word I'm looking for? Probably not that critical. I don't know. I mean, like I guess I have gross store pH up and down, which is probably overpriced like crazy. I think
That's
I
what
mean,
I
I
was
think I got it
thinking
on
too.
discount, but still,
Hitler.
yeah, like cutting edge down and maybe like Blue Labs up or something, something like that. And so probably both of those are heavily watered down, whatever.
Oh, so I've had really good luck with these. I plant it right into a pot. I put a little bit of dirt in it. I put the clone in it, and it stands up. That's what I like about it. They stand up real nice. They have the cells if you want to do cells, which I don't like doing. I usually just buy like the #3 squares, like these ones right here. Oh, I'm gonna show you one right here. These ones, and they work pretty good. These are made out of cow manure, so once they start breaking down, they release a little bit of nutrients into the soil and stuff. It's
Never
pretty
mind.
a pretty sustainable way because I have soil. I might as well make my own little fucking peat plug or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But they have big ones too. I think they even have up to like a gallon maybe. These are pretty interesting though. I used to use, what are they called? I gotta find my mouse. There it is. What are those stupid things called? The rapid rooters. I've had good luck with those too.
I've never used those.
Yeah, those work just fine. The only thing that annoys me basically is that I've said before that I recycle my soil basically. But I guess I have a slightly different way of, well, I don't know. Honestly, any way that you would recycle the soil, this would still be the problem. I have permanent flower area, and I transplant plants into the flower. So I don't, like many no-till people or whatever. So that's one of the reasons why I don't call my style no-till, because I technically am kind of sort of tilling, not really, but sort of. Basically, I scoop out a little bit of soil. So let's say if I'm transplanting like a 1 gallon pot into the flower, obviously I have to transplant out like, maybe it's not quite a gallon, but like for all intents and purposes, a gallon of soil. And I just kind of scoop it out with my hand and I
Yeah,
put
you
that
have.
in my recycling bin basically. And
Yeah,
all the critters and all the, there's rove beetles and the little brown recycling critters and all those guys basically. And the freaking, what's the jumpy ones? Oh, I
springtails.
can't think of his name right. Yeah, springtails. The springtails, all those guys basically
Those things are
transfer
fucking
into
cool.
oh, they're hilarious, yeah. And the poor guys, like half of them jump out of the freaking thing every time you open the lid. They're like, freedom! And they just jump to their deaths. But what are you gonna do?
So
Anyway,
think about
I
fuming.
transplant them into the recycling bin, and then the problem with those root riots is that they basically, I noticed, never break down. So essentially, what I would have is in this recycling bin, I would have like really good soil, and then I would have like basically the equivalent of like rocks, basically. Like, you know, like when you're digging through the like your yard outside or whatever to grow something,
Yep.
you end up kind of picking out rocks, right? And I would kind of pick out these root riot plug rocks basically that were not at all broken down. You know, like years later, you could tell. Like some of my, I used to have like 2, 3 recycling bins, and one of them was like a year and a half old, and they looked brand new. You know what I mean? These root riot plugs. So it's just like fuck that. And so since then, I've been basically trying to find any and all alternatives I can find to that because I just don't think those things will ever break down, and then they basically just become like wasted soil. You know, like no, worms wouldn't live in them, critters wouldn't live in them. They were just like they were like how do I say this? We'll find out at some point in the future. Well, we might not, but we might find out in the future that they're made of like formaldehyde glue or some shit, you know what I mean? And it's been poisoning. And so everyone that's been, you know,
I
I'm
think
joking a little bit, but basically, you know what I mean? Like, how is it that it's peat, but it never breaks down? It's obviously made of some kind of a chemical
it's a
glue that they're
cellulose.
not really
I
being
thought
honest about. Yeah, anyway.
it's a cellulose with a binder, and the binder is what's keeping it out. Like I know
That's
exactly.
the
Like
thing, yeah.
I noticed mine break down, but like my stems kind of break through it. Same thing with Rockwell. Like if you don't, if your stems don't get big enough to start like breaking through it, it takes a minute to actually break down. I've found both of those are like that. But if your stem starts like cracking it in half and stuff, it will weaken it. And I've noticed that's when you actually start seeing it degrade. Both. Well, obviously Rockwell's not degrading; it's turning into strands of rock. But you get what I'm saying.
I don't know that it really breaks down. I mean, that's what some people have said, but I mean, it's just it's fucking spun rock. I don't know. I think honestly, the best way to clone is in something like, I don't know, every time I think about Rockwell, I'm just like even now, I'm just like, "Motherfucker, why am I even fucking with this?" It's so challenging, it's expensive too. It's literally 20
It's not.
bucks
It's
or
not cheap.
25
Yeah.
bucks or no, it's more than that. It's like okay, granted, the grocery store ripped me off, but still, even at Amazon, it's like 30 bucks for a tray of
That
those
doesn't
these
sound
fucking
familiar
grocery
to me.
stores, dude, they rip you off every time you go there, it's
They
fucking
just
nuts.
want your money.
They'll have like literally each grocery store now will have like 1 or 2 good employees that actually give you a discount when you go there, and the rest I don't know if they pocket the discount or what they do because every time I go, the prices are some different number, and so you can never predict anymore. And I'm supposed to actually have a good discount because I've been shopping at this one place for years. I used to be friends with the manager or whatever, so I had an okay discount, but they never fucking apply it anymore. Anyway,
Oh yeah, yeah, that product's no wonder.
The Rockwell cubes, it's you know what for a tray of 100
I gotta look.
clone. Now, granted, I usually only clone like 50 clones per tray personally. Like that's just my style, I guess. But so I guess that's technically 2 trays. But still, that's like 30 bucks for 2 trays of clone. That's kind of a lot,
A
you know what I mean?
100
Um, plus
Rockwell.
the Rockwell is basically just garbage. That's one thing that I noticed when I was throwing away uh the the 2 trays of like basically bad clones. They were just like heavy garbage. So pretty much like they literally filled up a garbage bag and they were still like waterlogged kind of. So I mean they were mostly dry, but there was enough water that they were kind of heavy. So it was literally like a heavy garbage bag worth of clone, and I was just like, this is not what I want at all.
Okay,
So yeah, I don't
so
know. Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, I'm like, dude, what do I even care about Rockwell? I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm just gonna fucking pass on
that's
that.
not too bad if you mean. Well, Amazon. I don't know how good these companies are. Let me state that real quick. But this Rockwell Cube 1 inch 100 cube 17.95.
Kiwi's favorite site,
I
Amazon.
know. I hate using
Yeah.
Amazon, but like he said, the grocery stores try to fuck you every time you walk in with no lube on either. They don't wine and dine you anymore to get your business. They don't give a fuck. They just want to get your money. But I'm looking at here. I'll show the YouTube. I like having this multi-screen thing going on, but this is what I'm looking at right now. I was just looking at this one too. It's 200 or skinny bunny Rockwell cubes, 1 inch, 200, 4 sheets, 21.99. Not bad. But even like what the rapid rooters are still expensive too. I think the cheapest option because you have a good set of soil, you know.
Well,
Oh,
that's sorry.
just before I forget, Fumi, if anyone wants to think of like what Fumi's setup is, he technically doesn't have a no-till, but he keeps his soil and not in the beds. It's like a tub outside of the like bed, and he keeps that soil really good, and then he adds that soil to the pots when he transplants.
I
I
mean, you're kind of half right. Like,
Okay.
I need to one of these days I need to make a video about it or something. Because how do I say am I'm sure there's always a better way, right? Like that's one of the things in life. There's always someone who's better at something. There's always a better way. You just don't know it. On and on and on.
Never.
But as far as all the different things that I've tried, this is really one of my favorites because basically it still allows me the flexibility of picking and choosing what I want to grow. Because for example, a lot of people who do true no-till or anything kind of similar to no-till, they plant their seeds in the pots. Well, that dramatically limits their choices. So in other words, if they have a bad selection of boys versus girls, or if they have basically, I don't know, maybe bad phenotypes, a couple of runts, or whatever the case may be, they're kind of locked in. They're kind of baked into what they basically planted, a couple months ago. By the time it's time for flower, the only thing you can really do is some low stress training, maybe to redistribute maybe some plants around the area. Whereas, for example, the way I do it, I have a permanent soil setup basically for flower that I transplant things into. Now, granted, that basically means that I got to give them at least a few days, if not maybe a week or two, of transition. Ideally, honestly, you give them a little bit longer time to transition when you transplant them. But what it means is that I have a really old, like established flower soil that I can forget to feed. I can forget to do all kinds of stuff with. I can honestly like let it get too wet. It can get too dry. Like it's extremely forgivable right now because it's developed this tremendous soil structure over a number of years. And that soil has become its own inoculant. So basically, what I do is that amazing soil that is essentially like just this self perpetuating, like a perpetual reaction machine, pretty much in terms of reproducing good critters, in terms of reproducing nematodes and microbes and everything else. I scoop that out when I transplant veg plants in, and I scoop some of that soil out and I take it over to the recycling bin. And then basically in the recycling bin, I try to add a little bit of soil as I remember, but I don't always remember. I use that as my veg pots. So basically anything that I start, so seedlings that need to be transplanted to solo cups or whatever, I transplant them basically into that flower, and so they get inoculated the wonderful beneficial organisms that have been developing over years now. And so basically, how do I say it? It's like my own IMO. It's not Korean natural farming, but it's kind of the same principle that I'm inoculating it with indigenous microorganisms right off the bat, basically, with that awesome soil. And so, for example, I never plant in fresh bags of soil, like when you get them at the grocery store or whatever. For me, that's just a raw material, and I basically mix some of that in with my recycled soil, with some new worm castings, with whatever else, and that becomes, my new soil basically for my veg pots. If I don't have enough of the recycled soil, I guess to say, but I don't know. Hopefully that makes more sense. Like it's like a perpetual circle basically, where kind of the point is that the flower pots are inoculating everything else.
All right, I see what you're saying now. Interesting. Yeah, you should make a video on it, man. I don't see why you wouldn't. I'm trying to put the Discord link in chat.
I'm working on it.
I got it.
Yeah,
Miranda Family
we need to
Farm.
get some fresh faces on here. What the shit?
Miranda Family Farms is in chat. Four plants. DJ9.
Oh, I'm not looking at the
I've never
chats
seen
because
you
I'm
around. Cheers, man. Atomic's hanging out with us. Old Fashions with us.
hop on, man. I'm tired of begging. I'm tired. I think I clearly like folks clearly enjoy these streams. They clearly enjoy these shows. I'm really tired of the way things have gone, and they're only gonna change. People get off their ass and change them. They're not gonna change. Sit back and wait for us. Because honestly, it's real tiring. It's real tiring to. I've said this before on my show. It's real tiring to sit around and make conversation until someone might show up. So I mean, like if people like these shows, come up and hang out with us. Like the stupid drama is never going to go away unless you kind of make it go away. You know what I mean? Like I know I'm not actually being clear. How do I say this? You have to put that stupid drama away with your own win, basically. That's kind of what I've started to realize. You know what I mean? Like that drama becomes its own self-perpetuating hurricane or something. You know what I mean? And this is a weird metaphor, I realize, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like there's storm, whatever, just fucking roll with me. There's drama storms just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and the only thing that blows those drama storms away, maybe a better version of this metaphor is like, but the thing that'll blow it away is sunlight. But whatever, I'm really going fucking far afield with this metaphor.
Hash,
What
what's
I'm
up,
trying to
Hash
say
Slinger?
is that if we let all that drama compound, then basically it kills everything it touches. It's like, but actually a virus would be a better freaking description, to be honest, because that drama really infects every single thing it touches. And now
Try.
I've seen that on my shows and with my friendships and everything else. It just fractally infects everything. And the only solution, honestly, is stop letting it do that. In other
I haven't
words,
even said
you
this,
enjoy
so
a show, hop on that show, have a conversation with the people. Stop perpetuating rumors. Stop listening to rumors. Stop fucking engaging in rumors. Stop, frankly, engaging with those negative people. On and on and on. Because here it is. Like we're trying to have a show. I mean, I thought this would be a fun show. Smash. I'm sure. I know what Smash's mentality is because Smash has had the same fucking thought that I have. Like he's here basically just to have a fun conversation with friends. God forbid his channel grows. That's his only real selfish motivation. I mean, that's a real annoying thing. Like, oh my God forbid that our channel grows. That's like our one fucking selfish motivation.
I got
But
a couple
apparently they begrudge
subscribers.
us that too. No, seriously, that the fucking drama wins. Like, fuck them. Fuck those people. Literally, they are nobodies.
I wanted to
Literally, they
say
are. That's
something
the
like
only thing they can accomplish is drama. But then what it does is it kills cool things. It kills these cool shows and everything. You know, like I actually have to go do some errands and stuff, but I'm here right now
oh,
because
you can go.
otherwise it
Charlie's
would
supposed to
be
be
Smashed
coming.
and D talking. You know what I mean? And D is here probably. D probably has stuff, but D is here because otherwise it would be Smash talking. It's fucking retarded. This is ridiculous. You know, like if people like these shows, they should hop on, they should chat with us, and they should stop being. I don't even know. I don't want to insult them because a lot of those folks are probably just chill. But I don't know. Stop
So
allowing this bitch-made shit to continue.
I want to say, like, I'm kind of exiled from a whole group of friends now.
Oh, I know it. No, Smashed. How do I know it? Because I have. This is not a complaint against you because I kind of refuse to accept this behavior from people. But I can't tell you the amount of times people have bitched or complained or told me they've stopped watching my show or whatever the case is because of you. I don't know why you set people off so bad, but god damn do you do. I mean, I
Well,
have to be
no, I'm
honest. Like I
talking
said, in
about.
my opinion, at this point, if that's all it takes to set those people off, Mazel Tov, enjoy your life, fucking happy trails. I don't even give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
I'm
over it.
talking
So,
recently. I don't really. The only couple I've only argued with a couple people in general, but I'll argue with them because I know they're wrong,
you
and
just set people
I'll show
off,
them
man.
true
I don't know what it
facts.
is. You just fucking set people off. And I don't
But
know. Maybe they see themselves in you. I don't know what it is, dude. I do not know what it is, but I know that a lot of people just behave really badly around you. Cheers, Charlies.
but
Cheers, guys.
how do I say this? I don't know. A whole group of people got mad at Fumi for talking shit on his show, and I was like, whatever. Like I pretty much told them I was like, it's his fucking show. He can do what the fuck he wants on it. And now I'm kind of like exiled from that group because I was like, I defended Fumi pretty much. I was like, bro, it's his show. Like I'm a background person. Like
By the
he
way,
can
I
say
don't
what the
actually
fuck he
remember what you were talking
wants.
about. This is the most amazing part
Oh,
of everything for
sorry.
me. Like, these people apparently have big grudges against me for something I don't remember having happened. Like, what are we even talking about? What was I talking shit about? Who, what,
I
when,
don't
why?
see. That's the thing. You're gonna have to reach out because I was getting
I don't give a fuck.
information
I don't give a fuck anymore. Those
about
people, I
you,
just don't give
and
a
I'm
fuck.
like, I
They
don't
have such
care.
baby dick energy. I just do not care. No, like I got sad about it because it was fucking up my business. It was fucking up. It's fucked up my breeding plans. It fucked up a personal friendship of mine with Coot. On and on and on. But you know what? I realized even there, like if that's all it takes to lose a friendship with Coot, who I've gone to his house, I've hung out with him, we've traded seeds, we traded Christmas gifts last year. If that's all it takes is some shit talking to ruin the friendship, I'm over that too. I just realized now, like, there's basically almost no such thing as a friendship in cannabis, and the rare little friendships that I have, I'm just gonna enjoy those, and the ones that go away, I'm just gonna let them, because realistically, a lot of these people are so incredibly antisocial that it makes me sick to my stomach. I mean, St. Bernard's has pointed out how many times I didn't wanna say this before because I don't know, the dude was my friend, I stand behind my friends, but the amount of times that Coop has bitched about people on my show for hours kinda makes me sick. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of those shows, they're all private now, but for hours, the dude would just bitch about stuff. So, I mean, like, dude, I don't know. If some bitching circle wants to bitch about me, okay, go for it. That's real weird. I don't know why. I don't know what their anger thing I don't know what it is that I set them off on. I'm not gonna bother apologizing anymore because I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't know what their problem
That's
is. I
kind of
don't
where
care
I'm
anymore.
at. I'm like,
It's such meaningless trash. No, it's derailed me, I don't know how many times from
I'm so
stuff I
nice
wanted
to
to do, and I
everyone,
realized
man.
not any of it is important in any way. Like, none of those people generate sales for me, none of those people fucking help me out anymore. A lot of those people basically stopped providing, useful, testing pictures, on and on and on. So, like, those people basically just became negative forces in my life, and I just don't need that, you know, like, I don't know, man, I'm just grown old, or I don't know what it is, but I'm like, dude, I don't need those people. If they were in some way real compelling in my life, if they were still useful testers, on and on, but
Here's the
dude, I
thing
can't
though.
even trust those people's opinions anymore.
I've only heard it from one person's mouth. I don't want to like. I'm more neutral than anyone. Like Fumi will tell you. Like I have Fumi's back. I do, but like he's his own fucking man. He can say what the fuck he wants to say. I'm not gonna be like, hey Fumi, shut up. No, like, he can do what the fuck he wants. But if like you're gonna come to me and start like bashing them and being like, oh this, you're not even telling me who's mad or what's this and how to solutions. You're just trying to
No, those
like
people are just bitching. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if that one dude, and I'm pretty sure I know the one fucking dude. I probably shouldn't say his fucking name, but
no, I don't
he's
say
the guy
it.
that's probably copyright. Anyway, the guy's walking around Hermidor Genetics, or whatever. I don't actually care who it was, to be honest, but I know
Oh, they
that if
said
it
there was
was
none
a
of them.
customer. Oh, okay, well, all right. So it's some other asshole then. I
They
don't know. I
told
guess
me
some other
straight up. They
fucking
said
asshole.
none of us is yeah,
Because
because
there's
I
only
was
4 of us
neutral with
on
them. Like I don't,
there's 4 of
me.
us on here, right?
I don't know what you mean about neutral or whatever else. It like gives them like authority in this discussion, like they have some kind of a valid theory or something. Like, I don't know what their valid thought is. Like what is the thought that these fuckers have in
I
their
meant like
free
friendship
brain
wise.
cells
Like I
walking
don't know
around?
why they were
No,
mad
for
at
real,
you.
what's the issue? Why are we discussing this right now? I realize now, like, why am I discussing these people's problems that they can't verbalize to me? If any one of them has a complaint about my seeds, they should come to me. There's an email address on my website. I can say anytime I want, fumidor@chronictable.com. If they have an issue with my seeds, they should come directly to me. There's no one else that can solve seed issues other than me from my company. It's absurd that they would go to other people. So if I haven't heard from them, that means, as far as I know, because I'm not telepathic, that there's no problems. If they have another problem, for example, a problem on the show, a problem about the show, a problem about my Discord, problem about anything else, once again, Fumidor at
Thank
chronictable.com,
you.
I fucking answered the goddamn email address. So the fact that I haven't heard from them means that they have no compelling issues, or they're not adult enough to actually address those issues in a mature way. So again, this is not a problem that I feel like I need to deal with anymore. It is a problem that I have to deal with, unfortunately, because these people actually are. I don't know which one of them exactly it is, but these people have fucked up my channel. They fucked up my business. They fucked up my breeding plans, on and on and on. But again, in the future, I'm just going to
Keep
um,
moving.
structure it so that yeah, I'm never going to tell these fuckers again my breeding plans ahead of time. First of all, I'm never ever, as far
You've
until
been
I
doing
find
that
someone
since
that I
the
can really
beginning,
count as
though.
reliable. I'm not going to run other people's genetics as like a male or anything else ever again. I
You've always
realize I
done
shouldn't
that, though.
touch
You've
people's
always been
shit.
like that.
What's
You're
that?
like, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say what my breeding is. You've always been like that, plain and
And
simple.
because this is the thing, but I thought, how do I say it? Like, in the back of my mind, I was like, "Oh, this is paranoia, dude." But now I realize it's not paranoia. Like, these guys literally, it was a targeted killing. I don't know if they were organized enough to do it ahead of time or whatever, but still, it was a targeted killing. Because I talked about I'm running Coot Special. they started to talk shit to Coot. I still Coot and I were friends for a long
That's
time. I don't know
fucking
what
a
our problem is
fucking
now. I
big
don't know what our
fuck.
problem is. I reached out to him the other day, not a fucking not a single peep in response. Okay, so I guess that no answer is an answer. You know what I mean? So that
Yeah,
ship has
'cause I
sailed.
did that too, Fumi. The
What's
other
that, Charlie?
day, I reached out Thanksgiving just to wish him happy Thanksgiving, and he never got back to me either. And I was wondering what was up. I just figured he was busy, but who knows, man? Now you got me thinking, like,
No,
what the
somebody
fuck?
talks shit about I guess I don't even know. I don't know. But you know what? I'm over it. That like the reality of it is apparently we were not friends. Like I was quite sad about that because I actually thought we were friends. I've actually, believe it or not, I've
Yeah,
known Coot since I was a little kid. That sounds made
yeah.
up, but it's actually true.
Yeah.
So I was
To
actually
be
quite
honest,
sad about that, to be perfectly frank.
yeah,
But it is what it
you
is. You
should
know what I
be.
mean? It fucking is what it
Yeah, you
is, and you
should
move
be.
on with your life.
So I think
Yeah, but
from here
still,
on out,
that's something that you might, I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up on that one. Cool. I
from
I
here
wouldn't.
forget
on
about the
Forget
out,
about
genetics,
it.
that's for sure. I won't touch
I'm
those
not
in the
saying you
first
gotta
bit.
be
I mean, ironically, I have
overwhelming
an
to
entire fucking
try to
run
reach
of
out, but
Coot Special seeds coming.
you know,
Well, Coot Special's the male, but what can I do? I mean, I'd already fucking seeded them, so what are you gonna do? But that was
yeah,
mostly
right.
supposed to be testers. That was seriously like the main run was coming. Oh, it's not worth going
Yeah,
into. But long
um,
story short,
I
yeah,
get
I
it.
know better now than to run other people's stuff. It was supposed to be a whole fucking homage and really chill thing, but yep, I know now. Can't do it. Other people get to do that kind of stuff, but I don't. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm just gonna have to basically go alone, which means I will almost certainly never be successful. So that's a reality of it because you don't really ever get anywhere unless you collaborate with other breeders. But it is what it is. I have learned now that every single person
well,
that I
no,
collaborate
there's
with in cannabis is kind of a fucking cobra. At least so far, it's been real disastrous. So I don't know. It is what
um,
it is.
yeah, I'm saying like from here on out, like if you want to like be my friend, like I don't know, I like you're gonna have to acknowledge and talk to me because there's like a whole like I'm trying to like I don't how do I say this? I don't want to lose like I spent a lot of time on Discord and stuff and I made like some really good friendships which I don't think are fake, you know? Like I don't want to believe they are, but they could be. So if we did talk on Discord before all the bullshit and you wanna and you're not talking shit about Fumi, hit me up, man, because I still want to talk to people like I'm not trying to like exile everyone. We are not trying to exile and like everyone. We still want to have like a good show, people to hang out. We want to always like I like doing this show. Fumi's frustrated. I get it. I'm kind of frustrated
Yeah, I'm
too, but
probably
I
not
hold
gonna
it
have
in.
to be honest. I'm not trying to be rude right now, but I'm realizing that probably what I wanted the show to be is probably either never what it was gonna be, or even if we did kind of get there once in a while, it's never gonna get there now because there is all these people that for some reason won't come on the show, and that becomes its own self-perpetuating thing. So, and I don't have it's like whack-a-mole. I do not have the time or the energy to figure out what each one of these individual people's complaints are. Because as far as I'm concerned, I do not rob, cheat, or steal. Like that's one of the ways that I know that these people basically are lying about anything that they say, like I've screwed them over or anything else. Like that's just they don't know me. And I mean, like, how do I say this? Who's going to teach me better about a foundational part of my character? Like somebody that knows me on YouTube or fucking me that's known me my whole life? I don't rob, cheat, or steal, and I know that my seeds are guaranteed, and I know that I treat everybody with respect, and I know that
Me
I treat
too.
everybody with
I,
decency. And everybody that's come through my show, I have treated them with respect, honor, and decency. I've allowed them to talk. I've allowed them to share their opinions. I've allowed them to share sometimes stupid opinions, and I've allowed them basically to build their own communities, honestly, while on my show. How many people basically have built their Discord or their fucking Instagram or whatever the fuck while basically hanging out on my show? And lots of people have promoted their businesses or anything else, which has been fine. It was fine anyway, because I thought it was basically a means for all of us to kind of a rising
grow.
tide lifts all boats. But then I hear one after a fucking other, after another, after another, after another. Some fucking asshole. It started with a Raptor and Gibran and all those assholes peeling off people. For some reason, they decided instead of having their own show, which we would have recommended, like God forbid, I would have told people, hey, go check out so and so's show or whatever on whatever day they would have done it, right? Like that's exactly what we used to do. Every single time someone would come on, I would let themselves shout out their Instagram, or I would remember, hey, go check out so and so. Go check out, how many times have we said about our show friends? Anyway, they decided that they had to be shitheads about it and they had to start spreading rumors about us. They had to actually like develop a bunch of hatreds. They had to, how do I say it, spread a bunch of gossip about us. I don't know why they chose to do it that way, but they did. Okay, it's pretty bitch made, but it is what it is. That basically started a whole cycle that's never really ended until this day. First of all, they continue to troll me. That's been amazing to me that they continue to troll me for like 2 fucking years now. That's next level. I know that whatever it is that they perceive that I could have possibly
I
done
have
to them,
another Instagram that's
I
going to be
know
gone.
whatever it is that they think I've done to them didn't happen because I
What's up,
don't screw
Marshall?
people over. But
Oh,
if
Red
they
Pill.
suspect that I did something to them, it definitely doesn't deserve 2 years of nonstop trolling. You know what I mean? And at this point, it's like some Italian Sicilian mafia shit where the people don't even know why they're angry. They're just angry. Because I'm just off here trying to do a show. I'm trying to live my life. I'm busy half the fucking time. I don't even know. I didn't even know that there was a problem among a lot of these people until I heard about it from you and one of those fucking people. And then basically I addressed it, but apparently that was not enough. You know what I mean? Like, dude, at that point, there is nothing that can be done. Those people just wanted to have a problem. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I cannot allow myself to get distracted in that shit. Like the Discord stuff, I might delete this Discord because I, as far as I know, have never once generated one sale from this Discord. But I have definitely lost customers as a result of the incessant fucking drama of some of these goddamn people. That for sure I know that I've lost customers, but I've never gained customers from this fuckhole here at Discord. It's a waste of time. And we started it up because we thought it would be a fun place for some of these fucking maggots that have started to actually rip apart the Discord. It's a weird irony. It's a weird thing. And basically, what it teaches me, don't have a Discord. So that's the reality of it. Like I'm no longer. I was sad for a while. I was like, oh man, we had these rooms and this and that. But now I realize, dude, if I'm supposed to be in there babysitting those people, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I don't even give a shit enough to be interested to sit in the fucking Discord room for 6 hours a day or 10 hours a day or whatever it was that I was expected to do. No, it's not going to happen. That keeps me from doing the stuff that I want to
That's
do.
a job.
So the
People
Discord,
pay.
I barely give a shit about it anymore. And that's real. That's real. I barely give a shit anymore, which is sad because it could have been something really fun. It is what it is. We were supposed to have this fun fucking autoflower thing, and that's another thing. I know that those motherfuckers just cannot allow a good thing to happen. So they had to fuck our Discord because we were going to have this amazing, super fun autoflower, worldwide autoflower grow off. So what do they have to do? They have to rip it apart because they can't have nice things. And we don't talk about that enough. There's some fucking antisocial troll shitbags in the community that really don't
Okay.
deserve to have voices in the community. They should be
Ah,
shunned
I
every
just
time
rolled.
they diarrhea out of their fucking mouth. That's the reality of it is. You know what I mean?
Um,
Seriously.
all right,
Sorry
let
for
me
being
do it.
so fucking blunt
No,
about this, but
let me do
this
a
is
couple
real, dude.
shout
This is
outs
real
real
shit.
quick. Stone Roots hanging out with us. I'm gonna try saying this. Ryan Kurkowski. I think I said it right. Red Pill's hanging out with us. What up, man?
And
Yeah,
people
we're
like Stone, they email me. They're like, "Dude, I'm lost. Did I do something wrong?" And I'm like, "No, motherfucker, no, you didn't do anything." Like 90% of the people that watch these shows, they're just here to have fun.
hmm
And it's these fucking trolls that end up basically ruining it. But they talk so much shit that some of our friends stop coming on the show. I mean, look at it. There's 4 of us now. Like just a few weeks ago, we had like 20 people on this fucking show. Literally on your show, we had like 20 people. And now
yeah.
there's 4 of us on the show now. And that is literally all because of the fucking drama. I know that I haven't changed. I'm pretty sure you haven't changed. So what changed? A bunch of fucktards. That's what changed. I'm not
Um,
into it. I'm not into it. And if they want to have talk sewing circles or whatever, okay, I'll just leave Discord. I'll just go do other stuff. Like if it becomes impossible, and that's what I'm talking about my show. I guess I was trying to get to that. Like if it becomes too difficult to do my show, I'm just gonna stop doing it. It's not really that fun anymore half the time. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm honest about it. Like a lot of times we'll be talking for 3 or 4 hours, and all it is Bud Kilowatt talking about Masonic. And I mean that's fine because like Bud is actually trying to help, right? It's not I'm not criticizing Bud. Like Bud is cool. Masonic is apparently super cool. I've only met him maybe once or twice, but he's apparently super cool. So I get why we're talking about him all the time. But it's like, dude, I'm already struggling with my show. I don't need 3 hours of my show to just kind of be like this absent-minded commercial for other breeders. Like I have other stuff to do in my life. You know what I mean? But it's just this weird fucked up drama thing where the trolls have ruined a good thing. And I'm like, you know what? It might be the only thing to do is rip off the Band-Aid and go do something else. But we'll see. Like it was nice to have Eagle on the show the other day. Eagle is struggling from the same kind of issues. Probably, honestly, from some
Shout
of the
out to
same
Eagle.
fucking
I
people.
fuck with Eagle. I really do. Someone tried
Eagle's
to
a
get
cool
me
guy,
kicked
yeah.
off this show, and I don't care. Like I that's a whole fucking situation. Remember that one? So one day I go into Eagles, like I'm a prior guest of Eagle, way back when, a couple of years ago, probably now, and there was someone from Discord talking shit in Eagles chat, and like I'm like, bro, you're just mad because I took your moderator privileges away. Like,
Oh,
you were
by the
at
way, speaking of moderators, so this is a new thing right now that I just noticed the other day. Anytime you guys are on YouTube, you should mention something about this because for sure there's some people watching that will think that we accidentally fucked them up. One of our mods is banning people. I don't know if it's during the show or after the show because basically, and I found this out because of Eagle actually, and then I got emailed by Dabby J, because a couple people have been basically not even a couple. It was like 100 people. Literally, it was like 100 fucking people. But I only noticed it because a couple people started to reach out. First, Eagle on the show the other day, and then like I say, Dabby J emailed me, and then someone else I can't remember, but they were like, Eagle was like, "Oh, I'm banned in your chat." And I'm like, "What do you mean you're fucking banned in my chat? I didn't ban you from my chat." And sure enough, I'm looking at the hidden users tab, and there was hundreds of names. And again, there's sex bots and whatever else. But then there was like that. That's how I knew it was off. Is that Eagle was in there and Star Delta 9 was in there. I've known both Star Delta 9 and Eagle since way before I did my shows and Subcool days. On never in 100 years would I ban Star Delta 9. So some motherfucker is going to ruin the admin privileges for all the mods. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all mods. Like I'm not going to just basically go, one by one to figure out which one is the asshole. I'm just going to literally remove them all, like I should have done with Discord. There's still people in my Discord that I should remove, to be perfectly honest. But I feel bad now because I might remove the wrong people. But long story short, I might just remove all the mods, and the whole Knights of the Chronic Table thing is going to vanish because some cocksucking motherfucker is banning people after the shows, because I think that's what's going on. I think they're actually watching the show on delay and then basically banning them when we can't see them, basically on a replay. And so they're banning like all kinds, and then it seems like all kinds of random people, Dabby and Star Delta 9 and who else? Bunch of people.
wow, I didn't know that. What's up, Charlie?
Yeah.
Where you at?
Anytime you see that, please try to remember to tell people like, hey, you might have accidentally been banned. And I
Yeah.
bet you they're doing it on other channels too.
Just the way you get started. Us years. You don't want to go completely on.
Can't hear you, Charlie's form.
Yeah, your mic.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry. It's driving. So hold on a second. Let me just if I can check down.
Oh,
Usually Charlie has some nice headphones like I have on right now.
Yeah, I do have my headphones, but I thought it was gonna be better on my car, but it's not. So I'm gonna actually put my headphones back in. What else
Atomic
did I say?
Atomic
Yeah,
says
I
I
would
miss hot girls here.
And just take all the laws off that you
Boys,
don't know. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to go monsters. Those will be I think you wouldn't have a problem with that anyway. I don't
It's
see a
so
lot of
hard to
problems.
hear you, Charlie. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're cutting in and
I'll
out.
stop that. Yeah, no worries. I'll stop. I'm gonna switch over. See if that's better.
Okay, don't. Yeah, take your time, man. I'm just chilling. I just like you know me. I've watched my show go up and down and up and down and up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Like
All you
I've
guys.
sat here by myself and played video games, just talking to chat, just because I appreciate people. Like I go out and I actually put boots on the ground. I go to a lot of events. And I hand out a lot of seeds, and I still shout out to the people that have given me seeds to give away. That's awesome. But I'm at a point where like I wouldn't mind giving out seeds, but like I want to make some of my own to give out now.
That's what I've been telling you. That's the whole point.
But I don't really want to. I don't know if I want to sell seeds. I don't think I would ever become a breeder.
You don't have to. I mean, if you like feeling like Santa Claus, just make some to, make something cross to the apple friend. Enjoy that. What do you have?
So
Can you guys hear me better?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little better.
So
I have 5 of my Chem 91 Calio crosses left. I want to pop them, and I think I'm gonna do them outdoors next year and let them seed up each other. Pick one male, hopefully get like a female or two, and just let it seed it. Fucking outdoors pretty much gonna be straight for seeds now. I'm not growing flower outside anymore. It's a pain in the ass. It's easy when you have 100 plants. Well, it still can be hard, but it's easier when you have 100 plants. When you're trying to grow 3 plants outside, it's
Oh, for
hard.
sure. Yeah. There's just no getting around that. Like it's one of the things that I really wish I could basically have one of those 100 plant outdoor California grows, right? And you can, first of all, imagine how much you can seed with plants, right? But not only that, like you can types quickly. Yeah. And try different kinds of hash. That would be so much fun. It is what it is.
Oh, I still like going to events, man. They're fun. I'll be at this concert here.
Events are kind of dead over here. I have to be honest. Like the I don't know, the ones that have happened. Like most of the events don't really happen anymore. They're just kind of fucking dead. Like there's basically no one shows up. There's some exceptions, but man, most of the time they don't really show up. It's been on my mind kind of with my tasting group. I'm like, how do I make it so it's not kind of like that, like these goddamn endlessly dead events? Even honestly, like Emerald Cup was kind of dead. It wasn't totally dead. It wasn't like dead, but it was definitely slow. I saw a picture. What else?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Just on the West Coast, there's like a different vibe. So I think Bud Kilowatt talks about it. Well, some events are not dead, like that Ego Clash, but pretty much anything else that's kind of like a public event, it's very different. So I guess just the idea of like public events is kind of over.
Send a message, and I thought they were blocked. Oh. Charlie's gone to a couple events with me. Fuck, the Freedom Rally was popping.
yeah, you have fun. Yeah, you're always fun to go with, Smash.
I always know so many people. Like I have a life outside of this. People like me.
Yeah, well, you make all you meet up all the connects that you've been meeting, talking to online, stuff like that. Finally meeting face to face. But you're a good guy to be around. You're positive. Yeah, everybody has their moments during the day. But shit, man, you're talking to every single person you can about cannabis. You are such an advocate. I got to give you props, brother.
Yeah.
You are boisterous. You are pushing it. You're giving stuff away just for people to grow, just to start growing. You're not asking, for money. It's just you're just a good positive vibe to be around. New York wasn't a good one for us.
Yeah, I didn't sleep when I don't
still had a good time, brother. Except for the shit at the end. Except for the shit at the end. Yeah.
I didn't even have a good time. That was
This intro.
worst thing we ever did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but it was fun to just get to know each other. It was our first time hooking up. We were just kind of hanging.
I wish it wasn't.
You know what I mean? It was a good road trip. Granted, we had some rain in the beginning. But hey, I got to watch my football, brother, and I wasn't having a problem.
So,
oh my God.
Fumidor, actually, I'll tell Fumidor about this. I don't think I've ever told you this story. Me and Charlie, someone in chat from New York offered to drive or have me come out to an event. And they were like, well, I want you to talk about like organic growing and stuff, and I'll pay you. I said, okay. So I invite Charlie to go with me. I'm like, you want to go get like an Airbnb? He's like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. We go all the way up there. I show up the first day. I sit down and I look around. It's small event. He told us it was going to be on a farm. People could sleep there like it was a festival. No, not even close. It wasn't even at the same place both days. And then I think we almost got arrested. Some weird shit happened at the end.
Yeah, the end was shady. Yeah, the end was a little shady, but thankfully they weren't coming after us, man. So,
but yeah,
something was shady about that.
It was just a cash grab. It was all people with pounds of weed from like Cali. Cali packed weed in turkey bags.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't even all that good, man. And most of the vendors had literally, it was like popcorn, solid as a rock, but they were still literally popcorn. I don't care what it was just like, wow, that's what you're selling for that price. It's just kind of crazy. I was
So
kind of
yeah,
shocked at what they were trying to vend. Just
I
that's all.
I,
Just because
I
I'm
went
used to
out
having
there.
good bud like you and I grow.
I went out there to talk about growing. Like that was the whole
Yeah,
thing.
that was the
I
whole point. Yeah, yeah. I'll shut up now. Go ahead. Sorry.
no, I like you were there. But the shitty thing was I actually went out there to talk about growing to get people to start growing. Um, and I get there and there wasn't even a place for like speakers. Like he didn't even have speakers. He did like he was saying he was doing an auction for like a light, and I don't even think it ever got auctioned off. I think people just bought tickets, and like the vendors
Yeah, it was like
gave
a
him,
raffle. Yeah,
yeah,
like a
vendors
raffle.
gave him a bunch of shit, and I never seen him raffle it off. I actually seen him taking it at the end of the day, of the last day. It was a weird one. So I'll probably never trust anyone again, like inviting me out. He didn't even fucking hang out with us. Like I was supposed to be VIP. It was funny.
Sounds like you got screwed by a promoter. So that's kind of like a typical story for like a band getting screwed by a tour manager or a freaking promoter or whatever. Yeah, just in cannabis scene, that shit happens. Happens all the
Yeah, I mean,
time.
I went more for to meet Smash for the first time in a little road trip that I hadn't had in years. Hey, shit. So I had no expectations, though it was disappointing. It was definitely not what it was advertised to be.
We had more
After
fun
the
at the
fact.
hotel.
Yeah, with the people that own the Airbnb, they were super people. They had their own homemade golf course
Oh yeah,
that their father had made. Oh my god, it's
it
just a
was like
cool
a
little
9-hole golf
niche.
course, Fumi, that we were
Yeah, in the
staying
middle
on.
of nowhere. Very cool. The tractors were all over gravel driveway, if I remember right, grass. We actually drove on the golf course at one point, thinking that that's how you get. You couldn't find the place at first. You remember?
Yeah,
We're like, where the hell,
GPS
man?
took us. I was like, I think
Yeah.
it's behind this place, bro.
And the old man built all those houses. Remember they were saying how he
Yeah,
had all that land.
it's his family.
Yeah, he finally sold, let them subdivide, and built a home. So it's like, wow. Yeah, we got baked like hell in the fucking. We sold some herb, got baked as hell in the garage. So awesome. Doing a dab. Did you give him a dab or something?
No, no,
No, he didn't do it. Yeah, I can't
no.
remember.
It was
But
fun though. They
next
told
time
us
I'll
we
have a
could go.
plan B, bro. I'll have a
They
plan B because what I really wanted to do after it was such a disappointment the first day, remember, I'm like, we gotta find a good place to at least go have a nice fucking meal and some beers and
Yeah, it was
chill
supposed to be
out.
my birthday weekend
It was
too. That was
nothing.
the
Yeah,
thing.
that's right, dude. That's right. There was nothing around. So next time I'll do some research too before we leave.
Well, we were supposed to go to Dave and Buster's, but then all that
Mm-hmm.
bullshit happened.
Mm-hmm. I think he was full of shit anyway. To be honest with you, he didn't want to go anywhere. That's the vibe I was getting.
Miranda Family Farms. I've
But
been
that's all
hanging out
good.
with him. He's in chat, Miranda.
Miranda's fucking awesome. Man. One of the best. Sure, he is. Him
I
and
think
Irie. Oh my god, it's her.
Irie Grower.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
It's beautiful. It's always yours for that matter too. That's not disparaging, but you'll be good too, man, for sure. Back
so.
tasty as hell.
I think he'll be at this show with me. I'm not sure yet. He said, I don't
Yeah,
know.
well,
I gotta think about the snow.
after
Capadonna
Christmas, I'll have
of
more
Wu
time.
Tang Clan
Oh yeah, I'm with, you know.
around here where I'm at.
Okay. I'll have more time after Christmas. Well, hopefully in February.
Pause.
Yeah, I messed up.
How's brains tonight, D?
Are the
The
brains crispy? Are they sauteed like a good pork block, crispy on the edges, nice and creamy on the inside. I can never say that word right. Pork block. Oh, it's delicious. So happy right now. I made a beef stew today, guys. That's what I was doing. Put the tree up. We got a tree made this year. Hey, by the way, my window's down. Is that making too much noise?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, I made a wicked beef stew, man. In fact, I didn't have enough room to put the carrots in yet when I was leaving. But house is smelling good. It's got the pine coming in from the Christmas tree. My daughter's getting a cold, but that's normal.
I don't.
The
Yeah.
other week. Yeah.
We don't have
So
a
when is Luke
tree.
getting? What's the date, bro? What's that? Hey, listen, they wanted $70 for a tree at Home Depot.
Yeah. Fuck
$70.
all that.
Yeah, I'm buying a fake one next year. I've been buying real ones for last year.
I don't like real ones, anyways. You gotta take care of them too much.
I grew up with a fake one. Goes back in a freaking real tree and trimming it up and everything every year. That's for sure. So, 1965 or 66, you got a fake tree. We had that one, no joke, for about 40 years. And then my younger brother finally one Christmas bought him a new one because he was too cheap to buy one. He was
Growing
like, that
up,
was
nah.
so bad.
Growing up, it was like a tradition to set up this. We had the same tree
Yeah,
forever.
Yeah, I think that totally smashed. That's awesome.
It was one of the old style trees. Fumi will remember this too. It was like, oh wait, maybe not. Sorry for Fumi's Jewish. I don't know if you celebrate Christmas. So like it was like just a stick, and it was hooks. Like the branches were just
Right.
hooks and with letters. So
Yeah, I
you
know
just
what you mean.
yeah, it was the old style. It's pretty fun.
I celebrated Hanukkah quite a few years. I dated a lot of Jewish girls when I was kosher too. I worked at one of the only strictly kosher restaurants in Delhi in Boston. It was one of my best jobs I ever had, man. And yeah, man. I've had Italian Christmases. I've had at least close to 10. I've celebrated Hanukkahs with girlfriend and her family, and then good food, man. I gotta say that, man. Good food, good people too. Good food, people, man. Yeah, I get off with all this anti-Semitism lately, so I don't even want to go down that road, man. That just absolutely burns my ass. These deniers and everything. So I don't
Oh
want to get
shit!
into that.
I have 18 people
Yeah,
watching. Cheers.
Oh, that's cool, man. Cheers to everybody. Are we on the tube?
Yeah, we're on the tube.
Group tube? Oh, I didn't know that. Hi, everybody. I'm going to deliver some medicine to somebody in Boston.
I'm fucking hurting, man. I have such a low amount. I still have weed, but it's such small amounts.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
All my small nugs are getting smoked when usually they just get made to hash or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I only smoke the small. I don't smoke any of my freaking grade A shit usually.
Oh
I'll
no,
take a
fuck,
couple grade B,
fuck
couple
that.
grade Bs.
That
No, patients get it, man. It's not
I
like
keep
it's,
that
you
one
know,
top nug for myself.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do that occasionally if it's super exceptional run, you know.
I have joined you.
What's that, D? I missed you. Sorry, buddy.
It's okay. I'm talking to Mrs. D. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no worries, buddy. No worries, man. How are the brains tonight, buddy? Crispy?
Brain.
Creamy?
Oh hey,
My daughter loves your name, by the way, man, because she's totally into the friggin' zombie high and all that shit. So she's like, she loves it. Hey, is that guy zombie on tonight? I'm like, yeah, he's on every night.
martial artist is saying he might be able to come down. His car is good now.
Yeah, he's always welcome at my house. Always.
So
So we
it's
used to do
January
that,
7th, and you know where I
So
live.
it's Fumi
so
if you
it's
ever make your ass out here.
yeah,
D,
that's what
if you
I'm
ever make
saying.
your
You guys
ass out
gotta
here.
come over.
Yeah,
Like,
you got a place to stay. Oh yeah. And it ain't fucking all stuffy and it's all friggin', you know, you feel uncomfortable. Nah. Ain't that. It's friggin' loose. My wife is fucking awesome. So is my daughter. My
I
dog,
was
my
gonna
dog's
stay
there.
there, but then I was like, I really need to go home. And when I got home, I had to water
He
him, so
wanted
I'm
his
happy I
own
went home.
bed. He wanted
did.
mommy upstairs. He wanted next door. He wanted mommy. That's all Smash wanted.
I
I
like
want to
my
go home
own
and sleep
bed
in
though.
my own bed. I don't blame you, bro. Everybody's like that. I don't know anybody who isn't like that. To tell you
So
the
like I
truth.
sat down and I was like, yeah, I'm so tired. I was tired too. I was beat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We had a good day. It was awesome.
We were supposed to go back the next
Okay.
day for Gene Traders, but
Yeah, that got canceled and it got rescheduled, and then we couldn't make it because of the date that they had, and it sucked anyway. So, it was, I wasted $40, but who cares?
I figured you and Marshall were still gonna
It was.
go.
We were thinking about it, but then we just kind of slept in. I don't even remember, to be honest, what the whole deal was that morning. We
I
just kind
think
of chilled. I mean,
I think
he hung out because I think my wife and daughter were gone. Yeah, he hung out like most of the afternoon till about 3 o'clock, and then I started freaking crashing a little bit, and I had to get some work done. And shit, I should have told him he could stay another night if he wanted to stay, hang out, and chill. And I just had to get some work done. But I don't even know what the hell I was thinking, to be honest with you.
I think
Honestly.
Fiume would have fun at the Freedom Rally.
Oh hell yeah, that's right up his alley, man. It's very laid back. It's outdoors.
Those
Thankfully,
kinds
the
of
weather
shows are
was
less
beautiful.
interactive. Yeah, those are usually pretty fun.
It's
It's
wicked
like, but
chill,
the thing
and
is,
especially Boston
it's
Common,
free.
dude. I would set us up with the sickest meal, and I mean it. We would make time this time, Smash, that we would go down to one of my friends' restaurants.
Oh yeah, Charlie still gets
And I
bomb
mean,
ass pizza though.
yeah, that's nothing. Pizza's nothing. That's figured. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but still, it's.
Well, Charlie's knows
a
where all
real
the
meal.
is and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll set me up. It's not, and I'm not trying to figure, boast or anything, but yeah, if you're not from Boston, I mean, if you're from Boston, you got to be a little pretentious. So, yeah, I know most of the owners of the restaurants around the area. It's a fact because I've had an interaction with them one way or another. I'm not going to say how, but back in the past, but it's a very corrupt industry. That's about all I'll say. But anyway, I know all the good restaurants, and we're going to go feast. I don't care if you want seafood, Italian, you want a bistro,
I was
whatever.
trying to get
Doesn't matter.
Italian.
But I'm talking top. I'm talking like we're gonna go one below requiring a coat.
Yeah, to wear coats. That's the only thing.
No, we won't go to a restaurant where we have to. This is a dress code. We'll go to a friggin' beautiful restaurant where we can go in just the way we are and still get a friggin' beautiful saltapaka, a seafood spread that's obtained, some mussels, little necks, lobster, shrimp. I mean, the works, man.
Boston's
Scallops.
fun, man. It is. What's up, Miranda Family Farms?
Yeah. What up, man? What's up, buddy?
Looks good,
See you,
Miranda
man.
Farm.
I'm looking at the garden.
Cheers. Happy
Top-
Monday.
Yeah, man.
Cheers.
Happy Monday, buddy. I don't have to be to work till 2 tomorrow, man. 2 in the
Oh, really?
afternoon. So, yeah, we got some special training. We're hooking up with the office up in New York, up the state of New York. So we kind of jive with their schedule. So, but I have Christmas Day off, which is that's a plus. So I got 3 days of 2 o'clock this week, and then Friday I forget what I'm doing Friday, but anyway, I think it might be just meetings all day. But and then Saturday I have off, paid. I haven't
Damn.
had paid holidays for a long time. Long time.
I have some of your Maureen's mustache.
Yeah.
It's a
It's a good
Jesus
strain.
OG cross. Yeah, I figured it's a Jesus
Yeah.
OG cross.
That Maureen's mustache, one of the phenos came out tasting just like cappuccino.
Ooh.
Wow. That
The
sounds
cappuccino.
sweet.
The cappuccino from Capadonna.
I have that.
Hey, I'm gonna crack those meatheads you gave me at the rally. What am I looking for, man? For like, I forget what'd you cross that with. Do you remember? Is it the meathead, right?
Chem-
And then
Meat Wagon. It's Cam Burley
that's it.
crossed with Sherman's pants.
all right. So what am I looking for? I mean, tell me a little bit.
You're gonna get like nice, fat, dense buds, and it's gonna be probably like a gassy lemon.
Nice. I can dig that. 2 flavors I like. I actually had somebody come back the other day with the GMO, not just one person, but they're like, dude, it's great, it gets you wrecked, but it's too gassy. And I went, what? You know, I have no sense of smell, but really, it's hit or miss. But anyway, yeah, man, I love the gas. You shitting me? Anything gas.
Do you remember my papaya,
I need a good East Coast sour diesel. is what I
Charlie?
need. What's that, buddy?
you
Yeah, the
remember
papaya
that?
you had. Oh yeah, man, that was some of the best tasting weed I've had in the last
I
couple of
love
years.
it.
Anyway,
I really loved it. I want to grow some more
it
of that.
was. It left that film in your mouth. I remember it. And it got you high as a kite too. By the way, it wasn't just. It had legs. It wasn't a friggin'. That's what I found with the fritter. The fritter gives you a good little blast, like, but it only lasts about a half hour, man. And it's like, where the hell is that high? I still have that thing in a rapid rooter, you know, still alive.
I know that thing, dude. I
You know,
have it
that smash?
flowering in a 3-gallon right now.
Dude, I can't believe it's still alive. It's just a
What are we
very
looking
top-
at, Miranda? Here, let me make your screen big.
Yeah, I'll shut up now, guys. I'm all stoned.
What strain is this? No, Miranda's just showing us plants.
I got this one's Jack Skellington from Subcool.
Oh yeah.
Elon's Musk. Queen Anne's Revenge from Subcool.
Yes.
Another Elon. There's 4 vanilla chems from Mr. Spliff.
Oh, yo, do you want to go? You
Oh,
want to
dude, you know what? I was thinking of him the other day. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Smash, but it's been so long since I've seen a vid from him and his wife, or even before that when he was with Sub, you know, way back.
You guys want to throw
Yeah.
down on a couple Chem 91
Fucking A.
cuts from
Look at you
ChemDog?
with this. Say that again, Smash. I'm sorry.
Would you guys want to throw down on Chem 91 and or ChemDog?
If it,
Like
real one, yeah. Yeah. I
From
would.
so ChemDog is selling actual clones of ChemDog.
You know what? I'd love to get that
How much
skunk.
do you charge for 'em?
What's his name? The Evil
Not
Cut.
probably $100.
It's
Oh,
a little
that's
bit
not-
much, but I mean, it's probably still worth it, especially if we took a couple clones off of it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I'm trying to get the
figuring.
Marathon OG from Ninja. Ninja's got cuts, man. And I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get the
That was the whole
Marathon.
thing. We were supposed to see Ninja and get cuts from
Yeah.
him
he
at
never showed
Gene
up.
Trader, and he never showed up.
Yeah.
What
I've
lights
been
you
on his
using?
streams lately too. So yeah, sorry, I'll shut up again.
Oh no, you're good. What lights you using in there, Miranda?
What lights?
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
Spider Farmer. SF 4000.
How many watts? 500, 400?
I don't remember what these are. I just plug them in and they work. I don't really get too fucking nerded out on the shit.
You don't move them
I
down.
actually got sponsored by Spider Farmer, so I got all Spider Farmer lights. They seem to work pretty good.
Oh, they do. They're Samsung diodes or Samsung diodes.
Yep. They
I heard the Spider Farm is good for the price that you're paying. They're friggin' killer.
if they're
There's-
free, that's even better. So
That-
hell
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because did they reach out to you too? Because they reached out to me and I friggin' never
Yeah.
got back thinking they were a scam in the beginning.
No,
I
They
thought
were.
got
They're
scammed.
better now.
I should have friggin' stayed with them.
So
Returned it.
I was working with a company called Parfex Works, Chinese company, whatever. But they were using cobs. They were actually using Bridgelux cobs fuming, and they had UV and IR on the sides. Then they moved into actual like LED lights, like boards and stuff. And now they're actually a decent company. They have like decent lights. I wish I stayed with them.
I had another company that reached out that I actually corresponded with, and they were Bloom Plus.
Nah,
I think they were.
I wouldn't go to Bloom. I would
Plus?
if
Yeah. So what happened was they actually. I was like, you know what? All right, because I had turned down. This was after Spider Farmer, about 6 months, whatever it was. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna respond to these people, and they had all this criteria. They wanted like 3 vids a week, updates, and all this bullshit. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But then they wanted you to buy they send you the money and you buy the lights through Amazon, so they get
yeah,
the
that's what they did to me too. I hate that shit.
yeah. So they send me money in my PayPal account, but they didn't send me enough. So I'm like, all right, well, screw you then. I never got back to them. They
Oh
never
no, it's
friggin',
even worse.
They look like
'Cause
they
they-
wanted their money back. And I just never
They,
touched it.
they
So
charge
Amazon
you-
gave her, PayPal. Yeah, sorry.
So they're always like $50 short because of like tax or some shit. But you know what they do?
Right.
They they don't send it through friends and family. So like if they send you a good amount of shit, I got fucking 1099s because of them 2 years in a row.
No shit.
Because now it looks like I sold them something and I sold them a
Right.
service the way they sent it, which is fucked up.
Yeah, that is. That's jammed. Oh, that would fuck me.
Wow, what? I'm trying to think of how
Yeah,
that
the
works.
taxes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because you know what they did is actually listen to this. When they sent me it, they sent it through their business line. I don't have a business account with PayPal.
No, I got a
So-
personal.
So what happened was they put in some dispute. I mean, I didn't even touch the money. They could just take it back. You know, I mean, it must have been there for at least 3 months, $256 or something like that. And yeah, sure enough. So anyway, so yeah, so the next thing I know, PayPal's trying to slam me for a friggin' fine of $25. I'm like, screw you, PayPal. I don't like PayPal to begin with. So
Oh,
Um,
PayPal is terrible. Even
yeah,
not
I
for
was.
weed people, but I mean,
They didn't have a
especially
business
weed
account.
people.
They're finding me.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's such
they,
garbage. I mean,
my
I've known
God.
people who've just lost thousands of dollars because PayPal's like, oh, a
Yeah.
customer complained. And
Yeah.
you're like, okay, show me the complaint. There's
Subby
no
did.
complaint. They just
Subby
take
did.
it.
Yeah, Sub did. Sub lost thousands. He kept complete. He hated them. They would just confiscate money with absolutely no recourse whatsoever. You know?
I heard people selling grinders and PayPal taking their money.
Yeah, that's just absurd because they're not regulated. They can do whatever the hell they want. They're a private company and they can do whatever they want.
Canadian
Period. They're
Tire,
unregulated.
Canadian Tire Canada
My
sells
wife uses them all the time. But sorry, D, go ahead. Sorry.
But if you're legitimately, I mean, like, I get it. They say they take the money because cannabis is federally illegal, and anything to do with it, like. But the most of the time you don't get it back. Oh yeah, Miranda, you coming to the show on the 7th?
When you coming over to spit some hot fire, son?
I'll record.
It's all gonna depend on the weather.
Assassin Beach just hit me up. But yeah, I'm down to like hang out and record.
Fenway. I'm going by Fenway now, guys. Never gets
What's up?
old seeing it.
What's up, Val?
Not much. I was confused. I was like, it's not our normal day or your guys' normal day. I'm like, are you guys live? And your guys like, yeah, it says so clearly. I'm like, yeah, it is clear, but it's just a different day. So I was very confused.
I've always done my show on
I was
Mondays.
a little ditzy.
Fumi's just hanging out on my show.
Oh,
Actually, thank you, Fumi, for hanging out on my show.
I was born blind.
Martial artist is asking what show it is. It's
Here, I'll
it's
show
gonna
the
be like a
flyer.
hip hop show. It's what is it? January 7th in Fitchburg, Mass. Starts at 9. But hey, martial artist, you're in. I forget what state you're in, Vermont or whatever the fuck you are. There's a New Year's Eve party in Vermont with Capadonna and Inspector Deck and the whole crew also.
So
That's even closer to you.
this is the show. Can you guys see that?
no.
It's gonna be fun. Definitely come hang out. He said, yeah, he's definitely going.
Hell yeah. You already know we always bring down the weed. We'll hold it down.
Yeah. And I think this place so all right, I've looked at the actual venue. It's weird, but I don't know if they have a liquor
It's like a
license.
Jamaican restaurant,
Huh?
right? Is it Jamaican restaurant or something?
Kinda. It's the other side of a Jamaican restaurant. They own it, and it's like usually they just do storage in this part, but they actually bought a whole nother section in downtown for like a venue. So like there's, if you look at it, the Jamaican side's restaurants on one side, and then the other side, it says the Jamaican restaurant's name, but it's like a venue.
the ganja box.
Well, I'm hoping they let us smoke because, like, we were at
When is it
Michael's
out? When is it?
They're Jamaican, of course they will.
January
January
7th.
7th.
They'll be like,
Yeah, hopefully they will.
"On, hook me up with some."
We should eat some food there. I heard it's pretty good.
Hell yeah. They got fucking jerk chicken there.
Oh man,
I'm down. If you come down, I don't think it should be that bad. It hasn't snowed too bad yet. Knock on wood.
You see, that shit's gonna be 60 degrees on Friday, like 2 days before Christmas, and we're gonna have like fucking 60-mile-an-hour winds and like downpour rain. But then the next day is gonna be like 30 out.
Yeah, welcome to New England.
Yep, that's how we do it.
It-
People like around here like don't realize or plan on as a new grower growing outside that fucking hurricane season is when you get all the bud on your plants.
That's why I try to cover my plants every year. People that are like, "Why are you covering your outdoor?" I'm like, "Because we're about to get a huck ton of rain."
Right when it has
Yeah.
bud too.
This weekend's
Every
the one supposed to be
fucking-
bad. We don't know if it's gonna be a mix or what the deal is. It's supposed to be only in the 40s though, so it's probably gonna be mostly rain, especially on the coast. It's gonna be horrible starting Thursday night.
So, yeah, if we're all gonna go to this, we should just pitch in and buy a VIP table so we can sit down. Like, that's
Who's
most like
going?
I'm
You and
trying.
Miranda and
Me, Miranda,
Marshall.
Marshall's saying he's going. I got people coming. I'll be with Jay Malone. I'll be with Assassin Beats. I'll be with Jimmy. Miranda knows who Jimmy is. He's the manager of Capadonna.
Yeah.
the saga continues.
It would be nice to introduce you guys.
Actually, they're coming out with the final season of the Hulu series of Wu-Tang on February 15th, which is my birthday.
Oh, nice.
15th is Valentine's Day.
Mm,
Well,
the day after.
day after. Yeah. It's more of a girl. It's the 14th.
I'm a lover, baby.
Marshall says there's another show on the eve in Brattleboro. I don't know what I'm doing on New Year's Eve. I was thinking about that the other day too. I was like, I wonder what I'm doing New Year's.
I like these shows. They're small. There's not a lot of heads. Not like a fucking concert. And I know
Yeah.
all the performers. I know all the words to fucking all of these dudes' songs.
I fuck with Jay Malone. I went all the way out to Springfield to hang out with the dude.
He was just trying to sell me a beat the other day.
Me and Assassin Beats was like, I hit him up. I was like, yo, let's make a song. He's like, I'm down.
Actually, check this one out. You know Dizzy Disaster, the one that's always hosting? This is his plant right here, Berry Barbecue.
Oh, nice. So they were talking, Jay Malone, and they were talking about trying to get their own strains.
Oh, yeah, he asked me about it. He asked me about it. That guy, Mr. Entertainment, asked me about it.
We should talk because I have a bunch of cool stuff that they would like.
Choo.
That they really liked my blueberry kush. I can tell you that. Even Jimmy liked it. They liked the apple fritter. Jay Malone and his homie was like, I want something gassy, and I really have something for them. I was like, that papaya rum cake would be fire. I don't know. I have the Chem 90 or Chem 91 California Orange. That's like a gas fruit, a fruity gas. That's my favorite.
I'm
That's
down
one
with
of my
my
favorite.
colada. Fuck the VIP table. We want to be right up on the fucking stage.
Nah, I don't.
Right?
You know me. I stand in the back, bro.
My wife always wants to be in the back, and it pisses me off. I want to be on the fucking stage.
I could be on the stage too, but I'd rather be chilling. Like Jimmy actually told me about this one. He's like, "You coming?" I was like, "Yeah, it's in my city. I'll be there." Even Nate was like, "Yeah, come through." So might as well. I got a whole bunch of people coming. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm not trying to like stand. I like having my own little space. Bobby Schmurder, I was in VIP. That shit was fun.
I know it sucks. Everything's too far away, so I'm gonna try to do a show, get a little show going over here, like next beginning of next September,
So
and see if Jimmy's crew can come to it. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be an event. It's just gonna be a fucking party with music and bud,
yeah, so
cannabis friendly.
I've been thinking about having a car show / music event. Ow.
I got a spot. It's $500 and you can rent it, and it's a lot of parking. It's cannabis friendly. There's like it's like a big roof thing, and it comes with a bartender, and there's like it serves alcohol out there. But you can have music. There's a big field. It's like a perfect spot, and it's only $500 for like 4 or 5 hours.
So there's a place around here, a gun and sportsman's club, that had a whole rock concert. They didn't give a fuck what you did. They were selling beer and hot dogs and stuff. They let people sleep there overnight. So that'd be cool. We should definitely talk. I'm down to throw a party.
Hell yeah!
It's hard to
I
find
gotta get
cannabis
something on
friendly.
my end. There's nothing. Everything from me is an hour and a half drive. There's nothing down here. This place is lame.
Where?
So I
Wait,
gotta get
what
something
part are
going.
you?
I'm over by the Cape Cod Canal, so I'm like the opposite end of the whole state.
Okay. Yeah, I'm lucky to have events kind of close.
Yeah, they're all close to you. Nothing's close to me. Like
Well,
zero shit.
Springfield's not close to me. Let me tell you. Hour and 30 minutes. But Worcester is close.
$1.25 pop.
This next show I could walk to physically, like almost.
Most of my family's down there, down the South Shore in the Cape. It's down in your area, man. It's a hike. It's a hike from where I live now. My brothers are close though. They're in Marshfield. Closer anyway.
I
Marshall
live in
says,
Wareham, so it's my town's
Wareham, yeah.
Wareham. It's the gateway to the Cape, but it's also
Yeah,
part
listen.
of Greater New Bedford too.
You know what I want to ask you, Miranda? Is I heard they're gonna build new bridges, right? That's a fact, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. When are they starting that? Do you know?
I don't know when, but they're gonna build them right beside the old ones
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they can't just knock a bridge and fuck everyone
Right.
over.
Yeah. They're doing. Are they gonna keep the train bridge though?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because that's historic or something, right?
Well, it's also useful because it actually is used.
Yeah. Right. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah. When I was a kid, it wasn't being used in the '60s. Yeah, it's
They
very
use
rare when
that
they were
as
using it.
taking the trash off the Cape. They bring it
Mhm.
to
By rail.
Seamass and then
Yeah.
they also have a commuter rail that runs that.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. That goes down there now.
so martial artist is definitely coming. He said I'm pumped for the show. He's definitely gonna try to come. I think Stone Root said I need to get a room. I mean, for the show, yeah, come down, bro. That shit's gonna be lit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially if people are gonna get a room. I'll see if I can make time. I'd love to meet up with you guys. I don't know if I'll have the time, but I would love to.
I'm on.
Especially after
I
this
grew up
weekend.
on Wu Tang, so
Holidays
I
roll by.
fucking love this shit.
Yeah, see, I don't know anything about him. I told you that I had one of the members or whatever played the Middle East when I was at the Middle East in 2005, but that was and I got him some blow, you know. But other than that, I don't know anything about these guys. I mean, he was awesome.
Yeah,
It was a great show he
Just
put on.
follow my lead and you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yes, I'll do it, Betty. I'm on your coattails, bro, for sure.
Pretty much that's it. All we do is we try to get our weed in, and when we can, we smoke. That's all we do.
Yeah.
I sit in the back. Miranda likes being up front. I don't like being up front. I'm usually probably sitting next to his wife, waiting for him to come back. I don't know. Even at events, Miranda, you know, I'm kind of weird at events too. I sit like away from not everyone, but like I want my space. I just like my space.
Get your mask on, you blow.
Nah, if I'm
If we
sitting,
end up sitting anywhere,
Sitting
we
in the
always
corner.
sit right next to Jimmy.
yeah,
That's
pretty
supposed to be
much.
boss man.
But when I'm like sitting with Miranda Family Farms or my guys at the other booth at Terp Town, I didn't have my mask on. When I was walking around talking to random people, I did.
Yeah, I wear mine at work, man. On and off.
What's happening with Terp Town, bro?
I don't know. I don't know unless I'm gonna be a sponsor again next year. I wouldn't. I wouldn't
It's Joey
pay
Providence and
to
everybody,
run.
right? McNair.
You remember?
What's the
You remember
the
Smash?
Irish dude's name?
My whole fucking booth was just a lounge to sit in and smoke. There was
Yeah,
nothing for sale.
they
Nothing.
fucked everyone. Like they were like no seeds or clones anymore, which doesn't make sense. Then they had Jinx there. Like what?
I had to tell Jinx like the deal so he wouldn't get in trouble. Kind of keep the weed nerds under protection and keep an eye out for each other. That's what good vendors. We all become friends and
Yeah,
keep an eye out for each
we
other.
all knew who the
fucking
undercover
cracking up.
cop was.
You remember the Knox walking around and they're looking all fucking suspicious.
So we
Where
knew
was
who the
this?
undercover. This was Terp Town.
I still have a
Oh,
picture of them
shit.
undercover because I wanted that you should see what they dress like because this is what
He
they
had
would
a-
picture
he
a
had a-
stoner to look like.
American flag hat, bucket hat
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
He had like high socks.
Oh Jesus!
High weed socks that were
Hey,
bright
you work-
yellow and
you
bright
work for
yellow
your-
fucking chucks.
Yeah. I used to go up and say, "You work for your uncle?" And they'll look at me like, "What? Yeah, Uncle Sam. You work for Uncle Sam? Your Uncle Sam?"
If you're gonna
Fucking
walk
right.
around for fucking 6 hours at a cannabis event with no weed and not smoking the whole time, you a fucking narc.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, raises flags left and right. Are you shitting me? I mean, it's no point of going.
All the dude had to do was put even like a fucking put oregano inside of a cone and put it in his ear or hold
Right.
it, and he would have looked a little more. You know what I mean?
Fucking, there's so many ways to fake it. It's like shit, man. Yeah, that's stupid.
It was
Yeah, they are.
easy. So they were talking to the cop that was uniform. So like, it wasn't hard to pick him out in a crowd. I can tell you that much. At least this one. A bigger crowd would probably be way harder. But only one person. So one person got in trouble. Like this. I don't know. I guess he had too much weed and they confiscated it. Is the story I heard.
They confiscated what was
sell it.
on his table because he was told you can only have a certain amount on. Leave the rest under your table. And they took what was on the table, and that dude had like pounds under his table, and he didn't get that taken. He still made a big deal about it.
So, yeah, and that kind of ruined it for everyone.
Yeah,
They did.
it did.
They did
Debbie
tell.
Downer right there.
No, they did tell him to put it away a bunch of times. Every time they even said it, every time we told him to put it away, he would put it down for a little bit, and then it'd be right back on the table.
How did you do that? That's bullshit.
People ruin it. They got to make their money. I mean, everyone else was doing the same thing, and no one else got in trouble. I'll put it that way.
Oh, no kidding, man. Yeah.
I was
yeah.
vending in a Dream Traders. This was like years ago, and we were in a top floor of a building, and I was with my vendor buddy. Right, we had tables right next to each other. We look outside, we see the cop pull up, and we're like, "Oh shit!" The whole place was about to go down. You know what I mean? Some guy had just got done loading his van full of fucking clones, and closed the door. The cop pulls up on him, and he's like, "What's going on here?" All kinds of out of state plates and shit. And the guy, quick thinking, because you have to go through like an antique store to get to where the Gene Traders was, and the guy was like, "Oh, there's a blowout sale today. I just grabbed an end table." And the cop was like, "Oh, cool." And then he turned around and left. Now, if that guy just came if the cop came like seconds earlier, he would have seen him loading up a huge thing of clones into his van. We were all bugging his vendors, like fucking belly flopping all around, trying to fucking put everything away and run out of there, and shit was scary.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's what happened to us in New York. We're up there, and all of a sudden, like, some weird dude pulled up. Some kid sold him some edibles, and then a couple minutes later, a cop swings into the fucking parking lot. Like, two, like, actual cop cars swing into the parking lot and pull up. And they pull right behind this van, and we left, and they didn't chase us. So I was like, well, I guess they really didn't want us that bad. I guess it wasn't us. So it was weird as hell. I'm thinking of giving away some seeds for Christmas. I have 2 packs sitting in front of me of High Deserts, Northern Lights 5 to Skunk 1, Plant 30, and then Plant 14. Plant 30 is more like Northern Lights. Plant 14 is more like that skunk. I'm gonna give both of these away to someone, but you have to come into chat so I can get your name. Man, I'll ship them anywhere it's legal. If you water in the garden, Fume. I feel bad. He was doing errands. He was like, I gotta do errands. I'm like, you didn't have to be here, man. I felt bad. What are you smoking on? Miranda, I seen you hold up a joint a couple times.
No, I smoked it. I'm slacking. I gotta roll more.
What were you smoking?
Oh, it's called right here. Pau Paya.
Ooh.
And it was from a dispensary, and 2 fresh, juicy, solid seeds fell out of it, and I'm thinking of floating them up because it actually is pretty decent bud. Normally, I wouldn't smoke dispensary bud, but my wife refuses to smoke flower, and she pretends she does, but she really don't. And but she does smoke vapes, and it has to be one from a certain store so that she likes and knows is safe. So I went there to grab her one for like a Christmas present today.
Wait,
And
why
they
not?
had like a little scale.
Wait. I can teach you to make those, bro.
Yeah, I ain't
Safe.
making that shit though. I just want to make flour and
I
smoke it and keep
all
it
you
easy.
do is buy oil and then you just mix it and put it into the cart. It's actually really easy. But I get it.
I don't even. You know what? I've never even kept my trim ever. I donate all of my trim, and I have for years, like a long time. I have
make
people on
hash and shit.
rotation. It goes to some people melt it down for. This one lady melts it down for cancer patients to RSO to give them that they can't afford. Some people make it to. This one dude makes it to almost as like a edible company just through my trim. And this other lady, she makes edibles for people on her Meals on Wheels route. It's like old people that benefit from it. So it goes to good causes. I know I can make shit out of it and have it for myself, but I really, even though I'm disabled and I'm home all day, I don't got time to do anything else.
I feel you. See, I make like hash and shit. Like I love making hash. I have a bunch of hash right now. I just bought new screens and shit. Oh, so yeah,
They
if
got
you
fucking
want,
they got 8 for $10 at the store. That's how overflowed with weed it is right now.
you've actually probably met Boom. I don't know if I introduced you to Boom Extract.
Yeah, he was at the Freedom Rally. But
that's my
I don't
guy.
think I kind of don't remember what you did introduce me to him, but I don't remember what he looked like. Was he like a heavy set guy?
Yeah, with a beard.
Yeah, I think I remember him.
He makes some of the best extracts I've ever had. Like, and he makes carts and everything he does is like he's like Remy of like Charlie's people. Like Charlie's got an extract guy. He's pretty much like the extract guy. He's even in parts of like Oregon and shit. It's pretty insane. But yeah, if you ever want me to hook you up with him, let me know. Because he's all about patience and shit.
Mm-hmm. I joined a board of directors of cannabis doctors and nurses on the South Shore, and there's more than 3,000 patients through just one doctor, and I helped them. So like, if people, I do seed drops, and for people that want to grow and for some reason can't afford it or don't have access, even though everyone should have access to seeds nowadays.
Yeah, that's why you
They
see
also
me.
help people grow
as
too.
many as away as I can.
Yep. That's a whole nother thing though, is like not just giving someone seeds, but teaching them how to grow. And it was like a few years ago, I took on like over 100 new growers all at once. And it was fucking way too much because there's such thing called Google that's on the phone that the people are texting me about, and that none of them wanted to do any homework. You know what I mean? They just wanted me to grow it pretty much for them. And that was a lot of work. I ain't never doing that again. That's to a point I can help, but I'm not doing it for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sorry, I had to take a leak, but Jesus Christ, man, 100?
Yeah, just 1 year, and it was probably more than
dude.
100, and it was fucking crazy.
I used to
You need
help a
some
couple of
details,
people here
though.
and there, and even sometimes you tell them what to do. You diagnose their problem, whatever the hell it is, and they get back to me, and they'd never grown a thing. Oh, well, man, or they had 1 run or 2 runs, whatever the hell it is. But then they come back and be like, oh, why would you do that? And I'm like, I just got sick of it. I did it, years ago when I was first on Instagram. Just a few people, try to help them out. It's like they freaking start back talking you. It's like, what? Sorry,
Yeah,
man.
when I
Ain't
first
helping you no
started
more.
growing, there was I did first of all, we're growing in fucking Plymouth, Massachusetts, home of the Pilgrim shit. You know what I mean? That's not Emerald Triangle. There's not generations of
No,
farms
no.
everywhere.
I'll say this
There's
about
no
Plymouth.
internet.
My
There's
diddler,
no.
my childhood diddler lives in Plymouth, and that's what I think about Plymouth. Plus, I built that fucking library right off of 3 back in 1989. Built
Damn.
that fucking library. But anyway, yeah.
Well,
Fuck him.
well, there was no
That
internet,
place.
so like growing, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you had to kind of learn on your own, or like getting a High Times magazine as a kid was almost like getting a porno magazine. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was real limited info out there. So nowadays, with Google right on everyone's phone and access to shit, like everyone should be growing some bomb shit by now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of shitty information out there too.
Well,
Yeah. Yep.
only way to do it is to get your hands dirty and do it. And if
Just
you're
to
not
do
if
it.
you're not willing to learn, if you're not willing to learn, then you're gonna fade off anyway.
Having
You're
someone
gonna
to show
fall
you
off the
though
edge.
is like so fucking key to the situation, because like fucking Daniel's son can only learn karate through the book before he got his ass beat and had to actually learn karate on his own in real life type
Right.
shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I like that. It's a good one. I'm gonna use that one. Yeah, because it's true. Unless you start, and it doesn't matter what plant it is. It doesn't matter what you're doing. Anything in life. If you don't start doing it, then you're never gonna really learn the practical side of anything. If you don't get your hands dirty, no matter what it is.
Yep.
If that's my philosophy. I'm not saying that's a blanket thing for everybody. I'm not trying to be freaking Mr. Like, this is the way life is. No, of course not. It's just the way it works for me. So you gotta do it. If you don't do it, you're never gonna learn. Exactly. And if you're not that passionate about it, then you're not going to keep learning. You're not going to want to keep the knowledge up, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Yep. You
You
actually
know,
have to give a
things
fuck.
change. Yeah, things change so fast nowadays that you gotta. That's the way I see it, anyway. You just gotta keep up with it. That's why I like hanging with you guys, man, because you guys are fucking some serious growers. You don't just have one and done. We had so many one and doneers,
I don't even know
So
how to
yeah.
grow, bro.
What's that? Sorry.
I don't even know how to grow.
Oh yeah. I always say that mids, man. That's all I grow is mids.
You know what got
Right.
me growing? all those brickweed seeds that you'd roll off the end of the magazine by the hundreds,
Oh yeah.
throw them outside. One of those things fucking germinated, and I was like, oh shit, that whole scene right there changed my whole life technically.
Yeah,
And
that's what I did.
and I used to
Exact same thing.
after growing it and like being like, damn, there ain't no seeds in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then I kind of want to go slap a fucking dude that just had a field of males and pollinating everything, not giving a fuck. And I used to think like that got pissed me off. But you know what? There was suckers like me that bought it up and didn't give a fuck. It was all that was available. We didn't have when I first started smoking. It was all brickweed only. There was nothing good. It was like a shitty time in between like Maui Wowie and cool old shit fading out, and like brickweed coming in before like actually good stuff.
Okay. I've held this up. I've been drawing while you guys are like talking. It's like the screen. I had to put up say hi in chat so people can enter to win. So I can get the participant list. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 people. So I'm pulling this list now. So like I try to teach people to grow, but it's like you're saying, it's way harder than people make it think. Like I try to. So I say this all the time too. I try to teach people to start. Like make sure they get their drying and curing area right before anything else. I'm like it's easy to grow a plant once you get it down, but like drying and curing is where you're gonna get your flavor and everything from. And I think like Marshall, Miranda, and Charlie can all testify that like here it's harder to like keep a drying area stable at all times because we have such, probably in Portland too, we have such fucking drastic like swings.
Yeah, like I was just saying, Friday's gonna be 60, Saturday's gonna be 30. Humidity's gonna be fucking 100 on Friday, and it's gonna be like 20 on Saturday.
Yeah, like pretty much. Like a lot of the time in the summer, our humidity's not doesn't really go under 50%. Like we're higher than 50% in the spring and summer at all times, pretty much. There's literally we're so close to the coast. Well, I am at least. We all are. That the ocean doesn't really give us much. The only reason our humidity drops in the winter is because our heaters are running.
Yeah. I switched to using the My Herbs Now dryer, and a lot of people might hate on it, but it's just like every other tool. If you know how to use it correctly, then it'll work. And it might not work for everyone. You might have your shit dialed in and not need it, but the space saving that it used for me, because if I was to harvest a whole room, I would need that same size room to fit all the shit to hang. And to me, if I can put that shit on a tabletop and use the extra space to grow more, that's what I'm all about. This, in my opinion, it comes out the same as if you were to hang dry it properly. But if that's the thing, is hang drying it properly, and if you fuck it up, this machine won't fuck it up. It takes all the stupid out of it.
Go, motherfucker, go.
A lot of people like that machine. A lot of people do. I don't know.
Go, go.
I wouldn't mind trying it. But for everyone like I don't know, everyone like that I've heard that uses it likes it. And some of the people I've heard that say like it actually bought it. So there's got to be something involved in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't use it if it didn't work. I run everything through it.
Reason. In Chelsea, man, it's blowing hot here.
What is it? What's the humidity and stuff get to?
Really, all depends on I'm not sure. I forget what everything's set at.
Congrats, commercial artist.
Marshall, I owe you a couple packs of seeds, Toby. I'll just save them till I see you. Philly boy, thank you for entering. This show's gonna be fun though. I can't wait.
Hell yeah. I really hope I can make it.
It shouldn't be that bad, the snow. I'm hoping.
No, you know what it is? It starts at 9, and it's an hour and a half away. So we're gonna leave the place closes at like 2 a.m. By the time we get home at 3:30, my wife's gonna be bitchy by the time the show even starts, and she always wants to leave before the end even happens, and it just pisses me off. She's a fucking party pooper.
Nah, I feel that though. I don't know. I went to the studio after the last show.
Yeah, and I was jealous because I had to fucking leave early once again. Yeah.
I gave Jimmy some bud, and he was like, "Yo, you want to come? We're going back to the studio." I was like, "Oh, word, okay." I got to the studio, and there was like 3 kids fighting outside from the bar next door. Like they were brawling. It was hilarious. I tried to pull into a parking spot, and like I went to pull in, they were like blocking it off. And then all of a sudden, I seen the first punch. I was like, "Oh shit!" And I just backed my car up so it wouldn't get hit.
Pack a bowl before I go home, man.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to stop
Problem-
logging off. I want to show.
Problem is I'm in Chelsea, man. Heroin capital of fucking greater Boston area, besides Charlestown and Southie and Dorchester and
Lawrence and
Joking, like you
Brockton.
can name every town. You can name every town.
Yeah,
You
Lawrence
know,
and
but
Brockton.
especially Chelsea.
Fall River.
Oh yeah. You kidding me? Hell yeah.
The dirty
beige.
river.
The beige.
New B.
So there's this Chris
Never heard
Herring.
that forever.
Have you ever guys heard that story about Chris Herring,
I think so.
the basketball player?
Oh,
He
yeah.
played for the Celtics. He's a white kid. He was addicted to OC80s. At one point in time, he was playing for the Celtics, and during one of the games, he was outside in his warm-ups waiting for his drug dealer to show up so he could play.
Jesus.
Like, think about that. Think about that,
yeah,
Charlie.
no,
Outside
it's
the
nuts.
garden.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. I know just as years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago or so, but there was an article about the kid from Danvers baseball. He was supposed to get, drafted by or recruited by friggin' the Sox or a few major league teams right out of high school, and he fucked it all up with OCs as well. In fact, I think he may have even died because I think they were interviewing his parents. But yeah, man, so many stories like that. Look at Derek Sanderson, like I was saying the other night. Derek Sanderson from the Bruins. He used to be so fucked up on the bus. He'd be fighting with his teammates, the other Bruins, like friggin' Orr and back then there was Orr and Bradshaw and Phil Esposito and all those guys, man. They would fight him on the bus. He'd be so shit faced and fucked up on blow and every other fucking
Hey,
thing.
Charlie Farm. You
Yeah.
remember the Charles Stewart case?
Oh yeah, the guy that jumped off the fucking bridge, man. I just went over the bridge. He just jumped off to Tobin. That's what I'm going back over it in a minute.
There was a
Yeah,
Smash. Do
With his
you know
wife.
anything about Big Nate?
No.
Big what?
Big Nate, his dad got wrongfully accused of killing a couple in Mission Hill. It was all over the news, and he ended up getting out of jail after 20 years. He ended up passing away recently, but that was like a huge thing. That was Big Nate's dad. I didn't know that, and he's got a whole song about it. And he also he also goes by the name of the athlete with the rap sheet because he was also a professional baseball player. You know that? I think he played with like the Mets and someone. I forget what other team.
Yeah, he's a big dude. I figured he'd be
He's
a
a big
football
dude.
player.
The name Nate sounds familiar, but that's about it though. I don't know.
I got a picture of me and him standing next to each other, and he's fucking way taller and huger than me. It's like makes me look like an ant.
Yeah, you know what my father said? My father actually walked right next to Will Chamberlain once, but down in Washington D.C. And he goes, Bill, he goes, I was on the curb, and he was on the street, and I still only. So you're talking about, raised up my father by 4 inches or 5, whatever the curb is, And he goes, I only came up to his belly button, and my father's like 5'10", probably five
Yeah,
five nine, five
that
ten.
reminds me of
But yeah, he
Cat
laughed.
Williams.
He goes, I only came up to
Remember,
about his belly button.
So this is
you remember the Cat Williams skit when he's when Cat Williams is chilling with Shaq, and obviously
Yeah,
there's a big height difference, so Shaq just rests his dick all up on fucking Cat Williams' forehead.
so this is a
that's
this
awesome.
this is Big Nate, or this is Instagram.
I just stuffed a nice butt in there, baby.
Big Nate's really cool. He fucking sends me every event, lets me know. I help promote him.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man.
I help
That's
shout
really
them all
cool.
out, actually.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
you're a good
Weird.
shit, Miranda.
I
You're a
really
good
fuck
shit,
with
bro.
Jay Malone. I like his style. I like his sound. If you ever go to his studios, crazy. They have a $10,000 green screen, a $10,000 white screen, and then a black screen, just for music video shoots and stuff. It was one of the craziest studios I've ever seen. There's like multiple music making areas. It's pretty cool.
Sorry, I'm talking to myself.
I'm trying to think. Jimmy Studio's pretty cool too, where it's at. I never thought I would have never known it was there. I'll say that. And I've gone to the bar next door to his studio many times before.
Jimmy's a cool dude. He always goes out of his way to come say hi and give my wife a hug. You know what I mean? Stop what he's doing.
I'm gonna I'm probably gonna bring him some hash to this the 7th show. That's what I've been thinking about.
I like Carol Bacon too. You know him?
I don't know.
He's the guy that's always up there. He's the bigger dude that's up there that sings like more R&B like, but he's always he dances really good. You know what I'm talking about? The fucking stage stakes when he's dancing because he's big.
Oh, I'm trying to remember. I don't.
He does a song with that YWMF or whatever the fuck his name is. You know what I'm talking about? He's good. And Jay Malone. They all three of them do a song together.
Oh, okay. I think I know who you're talking
It's called
about.
Make It Up.
I think I know who you're talking about. Okay. That dude Assassin Beach is pretty cool too. He's young. He's really young.
Yeah. He knows a lot of the Big Nate words too.
I'm trying to. So I'm gonna stop streaming on YouTube. Come hang out in Discord. I'm gonna show my garden off real quick if you want to see it. I'll post the link to the Discord real quick before I go.
And before we go offline, how can martial artists get in touch with you to get those seeds?
He has my phone number.
Oh, well, there you go. Never mind.
Yeah, he's gonna. I said I save him for him. He's coming down. He's coming down on the 7th, I think.
Alright.
So if he is, I'll just give them to him. I think I gave Charlie some of those too, didn't I? Some of the Northern Light stuff.
Yes, sir. Stuff you were giving out at the rally?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're gonna be cracked with the
Is that the skit that you gave me at the last show?
meat wagon.
Is it in a brown folder?
No, it was in just a vial, and you gave it to me at the Puff Down last time we were with the Jimmy crew.
No, I think that might be Hardcore Savage.
You gave me a vial, and it didn't have a name on it, and I fucking wouldn't have remembered anyway.
Let me think about it. I gotta remember what I had that day. That was after the. It was after. It was.
That was the night you went to the studio after.
Yeah, it was that night. Plus, I was at the fucking Harvest Cup before.
Yup. That
I
was the
think
night of the Onyx show, and fucking Onyx tore it up.
yeah, that was a good
They
fucking
had
show.
the crowd was hyped up on that shit.
Dude, that sucked that they made us stop smoking.
Yeah, I lit up when they did the Old Dirty tribute just because Wu Tang, but I only got like a 2 hits and then the guy started coming.
See, I bought. Yeah, I told you. I said like, yo, the guys are coming in. They're telling people to put it out. But I bought like they were letting me smoke like a cigar in there. Like I had just a regular tobacco cigar
You have a cigar or a cigarette, but no weed. That's fucked up.
because they have a liquor license.
And all the people on stage were telling you to light up, and the guy was rocking around saying, "No, don't."
Yeah, that was funny. All right, I posted the link. You'll come hang out in the Discord for a couple minutes. I'll show you the garden. Be safe, stay safe. Hopefully, a good Christmas. I got to talk to a few and see what we're doing for a show schedule. This upcoming week, I don't know if we're doing every day. I don't know what's going on. So keep. I'll ask Fumi and see if I can keep people updated. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Miranda, actually, for coming on. D, of course, and Fumi, of course. Always a pleasure to hang out with you guys.
Are we still gonna hang out?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you the garden real quick. I want to show Miranda what I got going on. But